Satish, would you like to start with your
meditation? Yes. In India, we have this way of greeting, which is to bring both palms together. The right palm represents the world. The left palm represents the self. So by bringing two palms together, we are bringing the world and the self together. So keep your palms together for 1 or 2 minutes while I read this meditation, and then bow to sacred life, sacred soil, sacred earth, sacred universe. We see all beings in us and ourselves in all beings. We see whole universe in ourselves and ourselves in the whole universe. Each one of us are a microcosm of macrocosm. Cosmos is our country. The planet Earth is our common home. Nature is our nationality, and love is our religion. All living beings are sustained by the same breath of life. Thus, we are all connected. We are all related. We are interbeings. We all share a single origin. Unity and diversity dance together. All our thriving is mutual. When separation and divisions end, suffering ceases. We go beyond right and wrong, beyond good and bad, and then we bow to the unity of life. We bow to the diversity of forms. We bow to the sacred, to life, to the earth, to the universe. Breathe in, breathe out, smile, relax, and let go. Let go of all expectations, attachments, and anxieties. Let go of all worries, fears, and anger. Let go of ego. Let's move from ego to eco. Breathe in, breathe out, smile, relax, and let go. We are at home. We are at home. We are at home in our body. We are at home in our place. We are at home on this planet Earth. We are at home in the universe. And we are at home in our consciousness. Arigato. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Satish. So let's start like home here. I feel like a vision, and then this session with the 90 people is like we have share one home here. Okay, next 90 minutes. Okay, so let's just a quick introduction of a team.
Yeah.
From Maeno Sensei, please.
Oh, my name is Takashi Maeno. I'm a professor of Keio University, and my research field is well-being and happiness. And I was listening to Satish's talk now, and yeah, well-being is for everybody. All living things on the earth should be having a well-being. That's what I've been doing. Thank you.
And June, say hi to everyone.
Hi, my name is Jun. Just short introductions. I was an attendee in the last session, and I was inspired by listening to what Satish said. So that's why I didn't join as a staff. I work with the IT company, but I'm doing the winemaking. That's myself. Thank you.
And Katsumi?
Hi, I'm Katsumi Mela, one of the staff of this meeting. Let me talk in Japanese and もし日本語でご質問ある方はチャットでもいいので日本語で書いていただければ僕ら拾いますのでよろしくお願いします。以上です。
Thank you. Right. Last time, only me and Maeno sensei have this meeting together, but this very, very kind gentleman said that they can help us. So today we can probably have a more smooth, smoother operation. My name is Yuki Ito. I'm a bilingual MC. And I'm so happy to hear Satish says, breathe in, breathe out, and smile. I love the part. So let's enjoy.
You have good smile, Yuki.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So everyone, if you don't mind, please video on and show your smiling face so that Satish will be happy to see your face and share a good time together. Thank you for your participation. なるべくスマイリングフェイス見せていただけたらハッピーです。ありがとうございます。Thank you so much. わー、たくさん顔が見えてる。Good. So, Maeno sensei, so please begin asking your some very, very special questions I hear for Satish today.
Yeah, I will ask question to Satish. 日本語で言いますけど、最初の半分ぐらい、first half, maybe 45 minutes, I will ask him question. And then you will ask him question. いいですか？最初は私から、それからスタッフのみんなから質問して、で、皆さんも質問がどんどん出てくると思うんですね。ですから、後半半分ぐらいは皆さんからの質問をお受けして、サティシュにどんどんもういろんな皆さんのね、悩みとか困ってることとか質問してもらえればと思ってます。And then, I'm the first one.
Good.
Yeah, I read this book again. Do you know this one? Elegant Simplicity in Japanese. Tsuji sensei was a 役者, translator. 辻先生は有名なエコロジストですよね。I read this book again and I felt that simplicity is very important, he said. Yeah, I really agree. We Japanese have a simple life, Zen and wabi-sabi. What can we translate wabi-sabi into English? Wabi-sabi.
Yes, I understand wabi-sabi.
Oh,
yeah.
So maybe Indian tradition and Japanese tradition, maybe Chinese tradition is close. That's why I think simplicity, we can understand simplicity well. So elegant simplicity, this word is very familiar, but sometimes Japanese are forgetting this. We are living in the building and we are working to get money. So we sometimes forget to be in a simple life, to a complex and ego system life.
Yeah.
So yeah, in this book, it was very impressed. And then in this book, I was impressed to hear that everything should be art. That's very important. We are sometimes forgetting art. Art is by professional artists. And we are just a human to make money. That's not true. Everything, every life should be a art. We can make food, and grow up food, and we talk together. That's everything we do is art. So I really agree with that.
Yeah.
And then
you know in Japan, Maeno-san,
yeah.
You have this great culture of art because even tea making is an art.
Yeah.
And you have this tea ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
And so how to make tea in such a way that it's a great experience rather than just drinking tea to satisfy your quench your thirst. Mm-hmm. You are making tea as a way of creating community. Mm-hmm. You are in the same way when you are arranging flowers in a beautiful way, it's a work of art. In the same way when you are cooking some food and you put food on the table, that's a work of art. And work of art is very much connected with well-being and happiness. Because when you make something beautiful, something artistic with your imagination, with your creativity, then you feel a sense of contentment, a sense of fulfillment, a sense of happiness, a sense of well-being. So well-being, and you are interested in happiness and well-being, that is a very much part of elegant simplicity. If you want to be happy, if you want to have a well-being, you need to have a simple life. But well-being for me had 3 levels. The personal well-being, and the social and human well-being, and then also planetary well-being. If you have too many possessions, too much material goods, then that is not way of well-being, because some people have too much and others have too little. So that creates poverty, inequality, social injustice. If you have poverty, inequality, and social injustice, then there cannot be well-being and happiness. Also, you have to work hard to acquire lots and lots of possessions, big car, big house, many computers, many cameras, many clothes, many shoes, many things you acquire. In order to buy and acquire, you need to earn money. In order to earn money, you have to work hard. Day after day after day, you work to earn money. And then you find shopping. So you are never happy. Happiness comes from inside you. Happiness does not come from possessions and goods and equipments and acquisition. And so for personal happiness, you need elegant, beautiful, artistic, simple life. For social well-being, you need equality and egalitarian society, so that we share whatever wealth we have in our society with everybody. And then for well-being, you need simplicity for the planetary well-being, because resources are limited. We don't have an infinite earth. Earth is finite. If we take too much, too many cars, too many clothes, too many computers, too many cameras, too many houses, then all that natural resources are taken. And so then we create pollution, we create waste. And therefore, planet is not happy. So we create climate change, we create pollution, we create waste, we create all these problems. So in order to have planetary well-being, we need elegant simplicity. So elegant simplicity, happiness, well-being are totally connected. This is the book that I have written.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah. What I wanted to ask you is about this art and happiness.
Yes.
Yeah, we know that simple life is important. We know that happiness is important. We know that ecosystem, the earth, is important. But if you have money here, or if you have a game, or we have something, people sometimes or often come to this side. How can everybody, living in city side, can go to elegant simplicity? That's sometimes very difficult.
It is difficult, but you know, any good thing is difficult. Because if you want to learn the art of tea making, you have to go to a tea making school, and you have to learn for 5 years or 10 years. If you want to learn to play how to play violin, you have to learn for many years and practice every day. You can't learn to play violin just like that. You have to work hard on it. So any good thing, if you want to become a writer, if you want to become a poet, you want to be an architect, you have to spend many years. You want to become a doctor, you have to spend many years to learn how to be an architect, how to be a poet, how to be a doctor, how to be a musician, how to be something. So any great things come with hard. And so in order to live simply, and meditate and have a spiritual life and a good life, you have to focus every day. You have to work on this idea every day. If you want to be a Zen monk, you have to practice meditation every day. You have to go to Zazen every day. It's not something can come easily. So I do not ask people to look for something easy. I want something to look for which is good, and we need to learn. So elegant simplicity, living simple life and living artistic life is an art itself. And we have to work hard and pay attention and be mindful. Every day we have to be mindful. Am I living simple life? How can I have a reduced possessions? How can I make something beautiful? How can I make something useful? How can I make something good and satisfying rather than just production? And also, how can I reduce my earning money and work in office and in city? Can I go to countryside every weekend? Can I go to live a simple life and walk in the mountains or in the forest every weekend? Or can I work 4 days a week and have a Friday for my friends and family? Or can I work for 3 days a week and have 4 days for my family, friends, and being in nature? So all this requires hard work, mindfulness, attention, everyday practice. And if you do that, you can find a good life for yourself. And you can have friends, you can have family, you can go out in nature, you can have time for music, you can have time for poetry, you can have time for walking, you can have a time, and time is real wealth. Money is not real wealth. Having time for thinking, meditating, writing poetry, making art, walking in nature, all that is so precious. But people have no time these days. They are working from 9 to 5, 5 days a week, 6 days a week. They have no time. So the rich societies are time poor. So I want people to be time rich so that they can enjoy life, because life is very short. We are only here on this planet for 70, 80, 90 or 100 years. After that, we have to go. So these 100 years are very beautiful and very precious. So we have to make elegant, simple, artistic, and beautiful life as we can. And therefore, we need time to do that. And in order to do time, we have to work hard on it. So please don't look for easy answer. There are no easy answers. Any good thing comes with a little bit of hard work.
I see. Yeah. We usually understand that difficult thing is complex thing. Simple thing is easy thing, but it's not true. Maybe not excellent simplicity is simple and easy, but excellent simplicity, elegant simplicity is not just a boring simplicity. So that's completely different. It's interesting. Right. Simple to complex to simple again. But first, just simple is not elegant, but we learn complex things and then we notice that simplicity is very important. So yeah. It's so difficult to go into difficult, not simple to simple. That's
in our society and in our education, we have been given this idea that we should not have to work hard. Everything should be made easy. And I think this is a wrong education, that everything should be easy and we should not have to work hard. I think we should educate our young people to do things which are right and good rather than easy. At the moment, we want everything, push the button, and everything should be done. And we don't have to work to grow food. We don't have to work to cook food. We just go in a supermarket and buy ready-made food, ready-made sushi, ready-made everything in a supermarket or in a restaurant. People have forgotten how to cook food, elegant, simple, delicious food made at home. In the same way, people living in Tokyo or Osaka or big cities, They don't know how to garden. They have no gardens. They don't know how to plant a seed. They don't know how to plant a tree. They don't know how to grow melons and kaki and cauliflower and cucumber and all the herbs and the tea. We have forgotten the art. We have become so easy. You go in the office, sit in front of a computer, just your hands are just for keyboard and no other skills. So we have forgotten how to use our hands. So my book is saying that we need to come back to enjoying the work, enjoying the gardening, enjoying the cooking, enjoying the making tea, enjoying calligraphy, enjoying making things rather than just consuming. So we have to remember that we are not simply consumers. We are poets. We are artists. We are makers. We can make something. So makers, an artist, and a poet is my ideal, not a consumer, my ideal. At the moment, our industrial society is turning everybody into mere consumers. Consume food, consume art, consume clothes, consume everything. And we have become just consumers. We are not consumers. We are citizens. We are artists. We are poets. We are makers. So let's learn how to build beautiful houses. Let's learn how to grow food beautifully. Let us make everything, clothes, shoes, whatever we have. Beauty is this food for the soul. At the moment, we are creating ugly society. Everything has lost a sense of beauty. And without beauty, there is no simplicity. And without beauty, there is no elegance. And without beauty, there is no happiness. Without beauty, there is no well-being. And therefore, my book is advocating bringing beauty back. And bringing beauty is possible only if we use our imagination and we use our hands.
Oh, thank you very much. That's me. I was always sitting and working on computer, but I have a small house in Yokohama. And the garden was covered with concrete, but I removed the concrete and made a small garden. So I will make something to eat or some flowers. My mother is living with me, and my mother loves flowers and natural things. But the garden was so small. Now garden is still small, but a little bit wider. That's what you said. Yeah, we are living in the city. You can plant seeds on, even if it's small, we can feel the nature. That's important.
Yes. Every roof in the city of Tokyo, Osaka, and big cities, the roof should be a garden.
Oh, yeah.
And we make a roof garden. Also, in front of the windows, we can have a little box. And in the box, we can make some compost and we can plant some herbs or we can plant some flowers. So nature is very important for happiness. If we are disconnected from nature, at the moment, if you said old Japanese houses and old Japanese temples, Zen temples, Shinto shrines, they all had wonderful garden. They had a wonderful water and they had a wonderful trees. But now if you go to Ginza in Tokyo, there are no trees. It's like a concrete jungle. There are no water. There is no flowers. So Ginza is a kind of, nobody should live in Ginza. Everybody should live in a places where you have some trees and some flowers and some water and some beauty of nature. Without nature, humans cannot be happy. So at the moment in Japan or in America and in Europe, there are many young people committing suicide. They are killing themselves because they are not happy. Even in universities like Oxford and Cambridge, young people are killing themselves. Suicide is a big rate because there is no nature. And without nature, no happiness. And without happiness, life is not good. So they kill themselves. So if we want to stop people from being frustrated, unhappy, and disappointed with life, bring nature back into our life. Bring nature back into our cities. Our Tokyo and Osaka and big other cities like London and Paris should be redesigned and we should not put nature into exile, out of city. Go out. We don't want nature out in the city. City only concrete. Cities only shopping malls and shopping centers. That is not ideal city. The old cities like Kyoto and Nara, they always had lots of trees, a beautiful river, and the cherry blossoms in the city. So Kyoto and Nara and small old cities, they are ideal. They are good cities because they have a nature and culture together. There's no separation between nature and culture. There's no separation between nature and humans. We are nature. Nature is not separate from us. We cannot live without food and without water and without good air and without trees and without butterflies and without cherry blossom. So we should bring nature back into Osaka and Tokyo and Paris and London and New York and all the big cities.
Yeah, we are now talking about nature, and Jun Ishikawa have a question about ecology, maybe. Jun?
Okay. Hi. Yeah. I totally agree with what you said about relationship between the nature and happiness and well-being.
Yeah.
That's why I raised. Actually, I didn't really change the city. I changed the location I live, and I live the way I live right now. So it's like a little bit ego. I just wondering because when I talk about the individual life, it's true that if each person learn nature, so each person will actually make a craft, art. That's nice, and also I like it too. At the same time, I'm just wondering that because you did it, you did the walking.
Yes.
Also walking to stop the each country to have the nuclear weapon.
Yeah.
So I just think that kind of movement, or how can we, because even like a certain small percentage of the people like us, or not I'm not part of it yet, but still wanted to bring back the nature to the city, or maybe us think as a earth as a home. But I want your idea, or of course we need to think about all together, but I just as a beginning, I just wondering if how do you think that we can create a big movement of changing the people's mind, or the people's like a movement? How can we move the social movements on this topic?
First of all, we all have to start with ourselves. We have to be the radiator of change. Like a radiator in the room radiates heat to create warmth. In the same way, each one of us can be the radiator of change, radiator of happiness, radiator of well-being. If we be the change that we want to see in the world, by our example, we inspire other people. So that's the first thing you have to do. Be the change, be the radiator that you want to see in the world. Number two, we have to go part-time working. At the moment, many people are working full-time, 5 days a week or 6 days a week. That is too long. Everybody should have maybe 3 or 4 days a week. And then rest of the time, we should have opportunity to go out in nature, do gardening, do some art, do some craft, do some poetry, do some music, do something with the family, do something with the friends. We should not just spend all our lifetime earning money. There's a more to life than just earning money. So if we have a 3 days or 4 days a week work, and 3 or 4 days, half and half of time for yourself, for your family, for your friends. That's the second step. Everybody, we should create a culture in our society of half-time work and half-time living for arts, crafts, music, family, friends, nature, gardening, cooking, walking, all those things can be done without money. You don't need money for that. You do it because of happiness, well-being, good health, joy, enjoyment, pleasure, and enlightenment, spirituality. So we should create a movement of half-time work and half-time joy and so on. And then even when you are doing half-time work, try to transform your work in such a way that you can enjoy doing it. And do it not only for money, but do it for love and with love. Even if you are writing, working for a business, even business can be a work of art. A business can be work of love, not just earning money, but service. So you are making something for the happiness of others. So we can transform our work, not just for money, but for love and imagination and a service and a well-being of humanity. And then we should also try to learn communicating these ideas. Like I have written this book, Elegant Simplicity. In the same way, all of us can communicate these ideas through poetry, through music, through writing books, through examples. So when you communicate these ideas, then more people will join in and we become bigger movement. Any big movement is made of many, many small individuals taking action. Like a great river. How a great river is made. Small tributaries, small tributaries, small tributaries. When a big river begins in the hills, it's very small. But then many, many small tributaries join in. And then it becomes a big river. In the same way, many, many individual actions, many, many individual participation will make the big movement. So do not think the big movement can start big. Big movement starts small. And every person making contribution to that movement makes the movement big. Like every little stream meeting a big river makes the river big. So that's how you do it. Go part-time, work half-time, and transform your work into work of love and imagination. And be an example, be a radiator. These are the ways to transform the world.
Thank you. So yeah, maybe I was thinking that maybe we need to make a movement. So then I was stuck about doing that, or maybe I could not imagine about doing the big movement by myself. So probably you're saying that you can start with your own work or your own art. That's good. Just one thing. When you in number step 3, you said that let's communicate about what you're doing.
Yeah.
What do you think the good, because they come to communicate about, it's like very important that what to communicate. I guess it's like sometimes I feel like when I said, okay, I'm doing this, and then let's do it together, or what is the example of the communication? Because sometimes I feel like it's like, hey, I'm doing the good things. I feel like I feel bad about it, or maybe I feel like it's not a good idea that to. What form of the communication when you said communicate?
Each and every individual need to find their own way of communication. There's no one way. So you can write a poem. Through poetry, you can communicate. You can communicate through calligraphy. You can communicate through art. You can communicate through writing a book. You can communicate by giving a speech like we are doing now. We are communicating, and there are lots of people listening to it. So there are many, and even examples. If you have a good, beautiful garden, then somebody will come and see it. Oh, you are doing this wonderful garden. So you are communicating through your garden. If you are making good wine, you are communicating through making good wine. But how are you making? Is your wine organic? Is your wine made by hand? Is your wine made with some imagination, creativity, beauty? All those qualities you can bring into your wine. Are you making wine for money? Are you making wine for business and profit? Or are you making wine as a work of art? Are you making wine so that people can enjoy and celebrate? Are you making wine for something higher purpose? You know, in Europe, many Christian monks used to make wine. Christian wine making was a religious act. And when Jesus Christ was having his last supper, he gave everybody a glass of wine. And he said, and see, when I die, just imagine I am like this wine. I'll be with you. That baking bread is a work of art. You can communicate by baking good bread. At the moment we buy bread, which is very bad, factory-made bread, you can make good sourdough, handmade, wholesome, good flour, organic, ecologically sustainable, regenerative. By baking good bread, you are communicating a great ideal. So there's no one way to communicate. You are a winemaker, you communicate through your wine. And you write about it and say what kind of wine you are making. Why are you making it? Is it polluting the world, or is it saving the world? Is it creating any waste, or is it not creating any waste? All those ideas you can communicate through wine. Anything you can do. There are thousands of ways to communicate. But idea is that we should learn to communicate, not just live our life, but also communicate, to build a big movement.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm getting idea. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Everyone, can you feel the energy of Satish? I always feel like he's like popping out from the screen. It's like, you're like a flip.
I am Yuki-san. I'm
Yes.
85 years. I'm 85 years old.
Wow.
But I have a lot of energy, and my energy is coming from you because you are there listening. And also my energy comes from my love for all these ideas, and love for nature, and love for you. So it's the energy and love go together.
Thank you. May I ask you a question? I have some questions prepared.
Please.
Yeah, related to love. Maybe everyone knows that Satish used to be a part of this Jaina, Jaina monk, right? Yeah, you're a Jainist. Jainist, what do you? Jain monk, right? And then so severe and restricted, right? And then you left Jain, and then you became free, and then you met your wife and married, right? I'm so curious. What was like? What happened to you? Like, what idea you had to change? Very, it's like a very extreme different kind of lifestyle, like being single, and and then you mentioned in your book about the sexual kind of relationship is very beautiful and important, right? Which is very different from Jane, right? So what is your process? What is your struggle, if you had any struggle, or your choice you made? So I want to hear about your love story.
Yes, very good. Thank you. My love story is that when I was monk, I was looking at the world as a kind of like a dirty place, full of sin, full of bad things. And so we have to escape from the world, and we have to find our peace and enlightenment in a monastic order. After many years living in the monastic order, I thought this is wrong. World is beautiful, and without relationship, we cannot really practice spirituality. Spirituality for me is in relationship, and the love is the ultimate symbol of that relationship. So love can be at many levels. Love can be with your friends, love with your sisters and brothers, love of your parents, love of your neighbors, love of nature, love of work, love of poetry, love of anything. But love is the informing and organizing principle. The main principle of life is love. Like gravity, gravity holds us together. Only by gravity, the earth and all the things on this earth are held together. So love is like gravity. All our relationships are maintained and held together by love. So now love between one person to another person, between a man and a woman, or between one person to another person, is most beautiful and most intimate. So we have to start our love with intimate level. And so physical love, erotic love, romantic love, personal love, that is when you are able to surrender your ego and you are able to give your life to a woman or a man. And you can say, I live in love with you. No separate ego, not me, that I try to control you. I want to criticize you. I want you to do this, that, or the other. No. Love is to stop criticism of others. Love is to stop complaining about others. Love is to stop controlling others. Love is to stop expecting others to do something different than what they are doing. Love is to accept other people and your beloved, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever it is, you accept them without criticism, without complaining, without controlling, without all those expectations. And you accept the other person as the other person is. You accept them as they are, because everybody is different. And so the difference should be celebrated and not said, no, you must do this way, you must do that way. This is not right, this is not right. The moment you start to judge like that, that is not love. Love is to stop being judgmental. Love is to accept the other person as the other person is. And in that, I think all love, all kinds of love are beautiful. Physical love, romantic love, sexual love, erotic love, all that is very beautiful. Then also love of the friends, which may not be erotic, but still heart is full of love. And then love of your parents and brothers and sisters, and love of your neighbor. And in the same way, love of nature. When you love the flowers, the cherry blossom, you love the mountains, and you go in the Fujiyama, like Hokusai, loved Hokusai, was in love with Fujiyama. And he painted 1 second, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 times, same Fujiyama. He was in love with Fujiyama. So you can be in love with nature. You can be in love. So love is permeating throughout your life. And love is what makes you happy. Love is what makes you well-being. And love is what makes you to become an artist. Love is what makes you a poet, because you love poetry, because you love art. You love is what makes you a musician, because you love music. So love permeates throughout everything. So I have experienced that when you are a Jain monk and you are living by yourself and you don't want any family, you don't want any friends, you don't want to have any connection with other people, you are just meditating, close your eyes, that's too retiring, too escapist. I don't want to escape from the world. I want to love the world. I want to transform the world, and I want to celebrate the world. And so that celebration of life is love, and not retiring or escaping or running away from the world. That is my love story.
Oh, thank you. Oh, somebody's clapping. Thank you. Well, still, I want to ask you the question about love, because there are so many people, or the monks, or the schools of like Buddhist schools, they chose to stay single, like not just the Jain, but also like a Thich Nhat Hanh, we just say goodbye to him, but they stay single, forever. So I think they carry different forms of love, like a different types of probably love they believe. So what is the difference for you? Kind of different types of learning or beliefs?
No problem if somebody practices love without having a physical or romantic relationship with anybody. That is perfectly fine. That is okay, no problem. And you can, but in a Jain tradition, when as I was living, I felt that I was sort of escaping from the world and I was not engaging with other people in relationship. But the Thich Nhat Hanh and his work was full of love for the world, was full of love for humanity and full of love and understanding for nature. So I met Thich Nhat Hanh a few times, and I went to his Plum Village, and I have spoken there, and I met Thich Nhat Hanh, I read his books, and he's full of love. So I have no problem in people practicing a different kind of love, but for everybody that is not possible. For everybody, you and I, we need to make our sexual love sacred. It's a sacred sex, sacred relationship, sacred marriage. So we must not underrate, undervalue, and underestimate the beauty of love in human relationship, beauty of love in marriage, beauty of love in physical relationship. I think we should regard that highly. But that is not to say that if you want to become a Thich Nhat Hanh monk or a Zen monk and live a different kind of love, a love of nature, love of art, love of calligraphy, love of poetry, that is also good. But for general people, how many people can become monks? Only few. I'm talking about the majority of people in the world. For the majority of people in the world, every kind of love, including physical love and romantic love, should be made special and sacred and beautiful. And we must not think that love is only a short gratification, a physical gratification. Love is more than physical gratification. Love is surrender of ego. Love is surrender of your separation and making your life together, because we exist in mutuality, reciprocity. All thriving is mutual. And if you have a relationship with somebody, you are living in a mutuality. So for me, that is very beautiful. So I will not put anything higher or lower. I think every kind of relationship has its own beauty and place. And the marriage and a sexual love and romantic love and erotic love, also beautiful, and it is also sacred and also spiritual.
Thank you. Very powerful. Right. And we got some questions from the audience already. And Shinya Mira, he wrote the question about love as well. So Shinya, if you are ready, can you wave or unmute yourself and then ask him question directly if you want to? Would you like to?
Hi, I'm Shinya. I have a question about love in Japanese culture, Japanese society. Because as you know, Japanese are very shy to express love to people. Like if they're in a community, like I'm a Namakemono club community, so they have love as a unity, like share, fair, and care. So we can exchange love each other, but in normal life, I have struggled how to express my love to people in the, local people. Because if I show my love to people, it's very awkward in Japanese context. But if I talk in English with friend overseas, I can show my love. So is there any suggestion how I can practice my love to people? This is very...
Yes, I think there can be subtle ways to express your love. For example, if you go for a walk with somebody, that is an expression of love. If you look at cherry blossom with somebody, that is an expression of love. If you say, let's have a cup of tea together, let's make a cup of tea together, cup of coffee together, let's make something together, that is an expression of love. You don't have to always speak about the I love you or this or that. You don't have to say in words. You can say in action. Your action will speak louder than your words. So if you say, let's go for a walk in the garden and admire the trees, or let's go and have let's make something together, let's cook something together, let's make some beautiful sushi at home. So you can express your love without words, because in Japanese culture, I can imagine that you are a bit shy to say I love you or whatever, but you don't have to say it. You can express it through action. And when your heart is there, they will understand that this is an action of love. Everybody can understand if it's coming from love or it is just coming casual. So it's a feeling, and Japanese people have feelings, and also poetry, also haikus. You can write haikus about love. So there are many different ways. So you have to learn. Communicating love is also a way of art, and you have to learn it, how to do it. And also, I think our parents should teach young people how to express your love in such a way that people don't feel overwhelmed. People don't feel kind of oppressed by it. So you can find a subtle way of communicating love, but love is, heart cannot thrive without love. Heart needs love. Our brain is thinking and analyzing and judging, but heart is feeling. And so cultivate your heart quality. Don't go too much in your brain. Brain is okay when you want to do some scientific work or some other business or something, but when your relationship and love comes from your heart. So cultivate your heart qualities and do something which without words you can communicate that you are free of ego and you are full of love. And no expectation, without any expectation. You love unconditional, no conditions, unconditional love, and unlimited love, no limit. And even if somebody does not respond to your love, we still love. Love is not easy. Love is very hard path, difficult path, but you can succeed. You can be successful if you pay attention and be mindful and work on it. You can learn how to love. You can learn how to express your love. So try to learn it.
Thank you. Yeah, I will practice.
Thank you.
Shiya, so maybe you can start having a haiku, another haiku class or something with your friends, or yeah, maybe please invite us to your kind of, practice or something. Satish, there's a very, very famous author, Soseki Natsume in Japan. He wrote, I love you. Instead of saying, I love you, oh, what a beautiful moon. So I just remember.
That's wonderful.
That
That's
phrase.
wonderful. I think in Japan, you need to cultivate this idea that expressing love, you don't have to be shy. The shyness is not necessary, but of course you can do it in a very gentle way, in a very subtle way. But it's very beautiful to say to somebody, I love you. And that means I accept you as you are. I don't judge you. I don't expect anything different from you than how you are and who you are. Total unconditional acceptance is love.
Thank you so much. Another question about love. Miyako Kuno-san, Miyako-san, if you, feel free to talk about it and ask a question.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Satish. I'm pleased to meet you. And thank you, Maeno sensei, for this opportunity and other staff involving this session. And thank you for all of you and this session, make this session so special. I have many questions, but I narrowed them down. And the best one is that how can we tell people, they are being loved, especially for people who strongly believe they haven't been loved or they don't know what love is?
Yes. The answer is that you are not looking to be loved. You are not seeking to be loved. You are only offering your love. You are not wanting to have a lover. You want to be a lover. If you want to be loved, that means you want to have a lover. Somebody should love you. That is expectation. That is desire. When you become a lover and say, I will love, then love will come to you. If it comes, you are grateful. If it comes, you are blessed. You say, delighted. I am delighted. If it doesn't come, you still love. So it's not to have lover or to have somebody who love you, but to be a lover. So there's a difference between my idea of love is to be a lover, to be a friend. Don't say, I want to have a friend and I don't find a friend. Nobody likes me. I'm not, nobody is good friend with me. That is not way of friendship. To be a friend, even if somebody is not responding to it, you still be a friend. In the same way, whatever you are, be. The celebration of being, the joy of being is more important than having or receiving. Receiving is a gift, and you cannot demand a gift. Gift has to come. You cannot say, my birthday present, nobody has given me a gift. No, don't expect any gift. But if you have somebody's birthday, you give a gift. But then when you give a gift, you might receive a gift from that person again, because they will say, oh, I got a gift, I must give gift back. So if somebody receives your love, they will say, oh, I received love from this person, or I received friendship from this person, I must give back my love and my friendship, and so on. So you will get love and friendship as a return gift. If you get it, you are delighted. If you get it, you celebrate it. If you get it, you say, I'm blessed. If you don't get it, still you love. So be a lover, be a friend, be a poet, be a gardener, whatever you want to be, enjoy the joy of being rather than joy of having.
Oh, thank you very much. Just keep loving them is the best way to teach them they are being loved. Okay, thank you very much.
Wow. Quick questions. Obviously, you talk about love a lot tonight. Is there anyone who would like to ask Satish question? Please raise your hand, or there's a reaction. You can press button like a heart or raise hand. Please, okay? Oh, Tomoko-san, please.
Hello, Satish. I'm very happy to see you today. I missed the last meeting. I didn't know, so I'm very happy that you make this second opportunity. So thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Me and my friends have a non-profit organization to share mindfulness meditation to, especially to the small children and their parents. And being inspired by your vision of new education for 21st century, we just started creating a place where people can cultivate the experience with heart and head and the hands together. And it is like a very tiny step, you know. But today you said all individual action as a little stream is valuable. So now I feel I can value what we are doing. And you know, like listening to you directly like this, I really feel your energy. And I think it's like a how to say, bellows, like making fire.
Yeah.
Fuigo no yoni. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Thank you. Thank you.
something in me become like become big or expand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Thank you.
I think
Thank you. The education for 21st century is the kind of action that Schumacher College is established to do. Because at Schumacher College, we are practicing the education of head, the education of heart, and education of hands. Because in normal universities, when you go there, the professors and teachers, Maeno-san may be an exception. He's a very wonderful professor. But normally, people look at the student and they think the student has no body, no heart, no hands, no legs, and only half brain. Because we have two brains, left hemisphere and the right hemisphere. The left hemisphere of the brain is logical, scientific, and reasoning. And right hemisphere of the brain is more intuitive, spiritual, and more imaginative. So our educational system does not teach intuition, how to cultivate intuition, how to cultivate imagination, how to cultivate spirituality, how to cultivate relationship. That's not only rationality, only reasoning, only scientific thinking. So we are spending our years and years and years from age 5 or 6 to until we are 20, schools and universities, just training the half brain and no training body, no training heart, no other intuition or spirituality, nothing else, only half brain. This is, and we are spending billions and billions and billions of yen and dollars and pounds and euros in training half brain. That cannot be right for 21st century. The education we have today was designed in the last century or the 19th and 20th century. This is now out of date. And education has become the problem of our time because most of the problems of climate change and the wars and the kind of nuclear weapons and all the kind of problems we face today, they are all managed and created by highly educated people from Harvard and Cambridge and Oxford and Yale and University of Tokyo or big universities. So we need to change educational system to make education of head, whole head, left brain and right brain together, an education of heart, an education of hands, and people need to have a nature-centered education so that how to take care of our planet Earth, how to care of our forest, how to take care of our rivers, how to take care of our soil, how to take care of our animals. All these should be part of education, and how to love each other. That should be part of education. We talked about love, but in education, nobody teaches you how to love. This is why people are shy to express their love. They don't know how to love. They don't know how to express your love. So education is very, very limited and very kind of destructive. This is why we started Schumacher College, so that we can make an example of a holistic, spiritual, and a learning which is regenerative, and the education as if people matter, planet matter, nature matter, sustainability matter. If these things don't exist, and we just have more production, more consumption, more economic growth, if that is the purpose of education, education will destroy our planet Earth. And we want to love our planet Earth and save it. And our educated people are destroying the planet Earth. This is why we need to transform education. Schumacher College is important.
Yeah, I'm getting hot hearing you. And that energy, this aliveness, I think it's something to do with your optimism,
Thank you.
And my question is, how you keep this, how you keep yourself I say optimistic. Optimistic. What we can do when we are down and in a difficult situation and cannot find the hope. What can we do?
Yeah, to be an activist, and I'm an activist. To be an activist, you have to be an optimist. If you are a pessimist, you cannot be an activist, because you say, oh, nothing will change, nothing will happen, there's no point, why to bother? You give up. That's a pessimism. And then you don't be an activist. So to be an activist, you have to be an optimist. And also young people give me hope, because there are many, many thousands of young people now in India, in China, in Japan, in Europe, in America, everywhere, in Africa, everywhere young people are waking up and they are saying, we have to save our planet. We have to save our humanity. We have to look after our arts and culture and music and friendship, and not just economic growth, only economic growth. So the mantra of economic growth is now becoming out of date, and young people are speaking up, and like Greta Thunberg in Sweden. And there are many, many other thousands of young people marching on Fridays for the future. They are saying we want new economic education. So young people are giving me optimism and hope. And also I think there are lots and lots of people are now questioning this, our old system of education, an old system of industry, which is polluting and wasting and creating global warming and climate change. And therefore, I am very hopeful that things will change, and we will see a new age, a new world, a new dawn of realization that we have to look after our planet Earth, and we have to live in harmony with nature, and live and go with nature, and go against nature, and live in harmony with nature and harmony with people. That is the way to be happy, that is to be sustainable, that is well-being of everybody. So that is, I think, new thinking emerging, and that gives me hope.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yes.
Okay. Next question.
Good. Yeah, thank you very much, Tomoko-san, for your question. And the next question came in Japanese. Nakamura Norie-san, ありがとうございます。Okay. 皆さん、日本語でチャットお読みいただけると思います。So, I'm gonna translate the question, the next question. You're saying that seeing deeply, or see things deeply.
Yeah.
Okay. Or having the third eye, see the things with a third eye. I understand it, but I cannot do it very well because I'm caught by the thinking too much, or the past or the future. So it's hard for me to concentrate or focus now. Is there any suggestion that I can do better doing this kind of deep seeing, or using
No, that is very good, because our mind is very trained to think of the past or the future. So what you have to do is to every day say a new mantra, a new practice you have to create for yourself. I am not going to think about the past, because past is past, it's gone. I cannot do anything about it. I cannot undo the past. It's gone. Future has not come. I cannot do anything about the future at this moment. Only thing I can do is what I can do now. So instead, 10% of thinking about the past, only 10%. A little bit of memory is okay, but not too much. And the 10% of future, a little bit of planning is also okay, but not too much. But 80% of your time should be in the present moment. So 10% past, 10% future, and 80% present. So that is the formula you have to remember. And every day in the morning, you say to yourself that I am going to open my third eye, the eye of the heart, the eye of the imagination. And I'm going to work at this moment. What can I do now, today? What can I do today? Today is the best day. Today is the gift that I am alive. and I can write a poem, I can paint a picture, I can plant a tree, I can love somebody, or I can say some nice words to somebody. I can do something beautiful today, now. If you focus on that, your third eye will open by itself, and your eye of the heart will open, eye of the imagination will open. And you will see something more than what your two eyes can see. The deep seeing will come. You close your two eyes and imagine what the world can be with your action. By your action today, you can transform the world. You can change the world by changing yourself. By transforming yourself, you transform the world. And therefore, always think, past only 10%. Past is gone. I cannot do anything about it. Future only 10%. I cannot do something about the future. Tomorrow, I don't know what will happen. I might be dead tomorrow. But today I'm alive. Today I can do something beautiful, something imaginative, something creative, something wonderful, something amazing. I can do it. And you can do it. You are capable of doing it. You have energy. You have tremendous energy. You have potential. You have a capacity. Just do it. Don't just think about the past, the future. That's a waste of energy. If you just think about the past, you are wasting your energy. You are thinking about the future, you are wasting your energy, because that's it. Past cannot come back and the future is not here. But your energy is better spent if you think about today, now. Do something now. That is the energy. So that is a way. You focus on it, be mindful of it, and think about it every day, and that it will become part of your nature.
Wow, so passionate. Nakamura Nore-san, how was it? If you can say something, 声、
はい、
もし
多分大丈夫です。後で、後で、日本語訳見ます。なんとなく雰囲気はつかめました。ありがとうございます。
暑かったですね。今だ。
ありがとうございます。はい、ありがとうございま
Thank you
す。
so much. 他の方もよろしければ日本語でも。Any more questions? We have about 15 minutes. Or Katsumi, if you ask. Merachi, if you want to ask. I know you
Thank
have
you,
some question,
Satish.
right?
First, yeah. Yeah, I love you. Yeah. Thank you, Satish. Very nice talk, and your clear words, especially 20 of the words,
I cannot hear.
Heads, heart. Oh, really?
The connection isn't good, so suddenly
Sorry?
fell off. So can you speak again?
Can you hear me? No?
No, not so. Maybe you're too
Not so.
passionate.
Too passionate.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Probably.
No?
Yes,
yes,
now I can
yes.
hear you.
Yeah,
Say,
okay.
Speak.
Please
Oh.
go. Yeah, please go
Thank you
ahead.
very much, Satish. I like your very clear message words, and I like your clear words, especially 20 of the words, hands, heart, head, soul, and society. And I love the best one is simple, small, and slow. But in the business situation, we should do very a lot of things. We should do big things, or we should do much more quicker. So how can I say, in the business situation, how we do simple, small, slow?
Yes. Small, simple, and beautiful.
Beautiful.
These three things we need to do: small, simple, and beautiful. How we do it? Because our world is telling us to be fast, be big, and be ugly. Because people don't believe in beauty. They believe in fast and big and not so beautiful. How you do it? You start small yourself. like we started Schumacher College. You have to say, what can I start? What can I do which is small? What can I do which is simple? And what can I do which is beautiful? If each one of us do something. So when I had this challenge, I said, I will start Schumacher College. It's a small college, only about 40 or 50 students at any one time. And it's slow because we say you have to learn slowly and you have to garden, you have to cook together, we work together, we go for walking together or in the hills and we swim together and we create a community. Because learning in a community helps you to be small, simple and enjoyable and beautiful. And so start with yourself. If you expect somebody else to change, they may not change, but you can do something. Just think, what can you do? Can you start something? Start a school, start a business which is small, start a small restaurant, start a small bookshop, start a small farm, start a small school, start a small college, start a small community. Whatever you think you can do it. And that your example will speak louder than the words. So now when we have created Schumacher College, many people are starting Schumacher College in China, in India, in Australia, in Brazil, in Colombia, in many places, people are starting. So your example, other people will emulate and they will learn from your example. So don't worry about the world, because you cannot change the whole world, but you can do something yourself. So just say, I am going to do something small, something simple, something beautiful, something joyful, something which will be good for me. I will feel happy doing it. If you do it, then other people will see it and they will be inspired by your example. So this is what I said before. Be the radiator to radiate the change. Be the change you want to see in the world. Start with yourself. And then secondly, as I said before, learn to communicate what you are trying to do. Explain to people, this is how we do, this is what we do at Schumacher College. We explain to other people that why education of head, heart, and hands is important, why learning in a community is important, why working in the garden is important. So communicate that, and that way you will help to change the world. And as I said before, many small actions will make a big movement of transformation and change. So don't worry if you are not making a big contribution yourself. Every big river is made of small rivers, small tributaries. So if you make yourself and start yourself, small, simple, beautiful action, that will be enough. That's all you can do. You cannot change the whole world, but you can change yourself and you can start something yourself. That's all you can do. Do it.
Thank you very much for encouraging comments. I'd like to start by myself. I do.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you. Okay, the next question. Kanako-san, right? You use dance in your book several times, right? Dancing.
Dance, yeah.
Book. Yeah, like dance. And it's like the vision of dancing, elegant dancing,
yeah,
when I read the book. Yeah. But how come you chose the word expression, dancing, dance?
You know, in India, Yuki-san, we have a great image of dancing Shiva. Shiva is a god, and as an image is dancing Shiva. I don't know if it's somewhere here. I have a dancing Shiva somewhere. So what we say is that the universe is a dance of Shiva. Now, what is a dance? Dance is to act with imagination, creativity, spontaneity, and improvisation. When you are dancing, you improvise. When dancing, you are spontaneous. So what, for example, I'm speaking to you now. This is a kind of dance. I am making a kind of dance with my words, with my eyes, with my hands, with my whole body. It's a kind of dance. So this is why in my meditation I said the world is a dance of unity and diversity. Unity and diversity dance together. For example, you have a clay. Clay is one. Well, clay is one. But with one clay, you can make many pots. A mug, a jug, a plate, a bowl, a pot. You can make many utensils with one clay. Like Hamada, Shoji Hamada was a great potter in Japan. In England, we had a great potter called Bernard Leach. They use clay. Clay is the unity, but the jug and the mug and the bowl and the pot is the diversity. So it's a dance of unity and diversity together. So whatever you do, look at it as a dance. It's a work of art, and use your spontaneity and improvisation and imagination and the creativity. Well, what stops dancing is when you copy something. Somebody tells you to follow the rules, and you just follow the rules, and you work in the office as the corporation tells you to do something, and you don't improvise, you don't use your imagination, you don't use your creativity, then there's no dance. Dance is when you make something like when I'm speaking to you now, I'm speaking from my heart, and it's coming from my imagination, and it's a dance. So dance is that spontaneous, creative, imaginative, improvised action. Any action is a dance. And so when we dance physically in a dancing room, that is a symbolic. That's a one expression of body. But life is a beautiful dance of Shiva. This is the Indian, so the whole universe is a dance of Shiva. You can look at it, it's called Nataraj, and there is a fire, and it's a very beautiful, beautiful image. This is it. This is the dance. Thank you. Thank you for showing that wonderful picture. So this is our God, the God of dance. And so this is how we have to live like Shiva. And we have to dance every day, every time, whatever we do, make it into a dance, and not an ordinary, mundane, boring activity, but a beautiful, joyful, delightful, spontaneous, improvised action. That is dance. Thank you.
Okay, Kaneko. Yeah, she was a classmate at the NBC class. Thank you. Kaneko-san, would you like to say something?
いや、すごくわかりやすかったです。ありがとうございました。
Was very, very clear. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so this is now 11:30.
Yeah.
So we should try to conclude now.
Yes.
We have done enough.
Satish, how was today's session with the Japanese people, the second one?
Wonderful. The questions are very good. I enjoy the questions from everybody. I enjoy question answer more than anything. So it was a wonderful. Thank you very much, Yuki-san. You have coordinated it all beautifully and efficiently and very nicely. And Maeno-san, you have also initiated the discussion very beautifully. So thank you, everybody. I very much enjoyed talking to you. And I very much hope that one soon, maybe next year, or sometimes I will come to Japan and meet with you personally and have a tea ceremony in Japan with you and enjoy the cup of tea together. Because every cup of tea is a cup of love.
Great.